Hi guys, thank you for joining me. We're going to go through a nice mobility workout today. So grab yourselves a mat, make sure you've got plenty of space, and then we'll start with a nice wide stance. So you do want your toes to be turned towards the corners of your mat. Nice wide stance. And then all we're going to do from there is just bend the knees, take that little lunge, push back the bottom, and then just nice and slowly take that over to the other side. So no rush with this one, you don't have to go too deep into that stretch, but try and keep your chest lifted. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure your feet stay flat on the floor. And then just getting the shoulders a little bit more involved as well. So we're going to push down the shoulders without putting too much weight on the legs as we do this. Nice and steady. I'll just do another 4, 3, 2, and one more time. And then from there, let's bend both knees. So we're pressing knees to toes, knees to those little pinky toes. And then with the thumbs on the inner thighs, we'll give that shoulder a little extra press down. So you might even get a few clicks in your back. Then make sure you breathe in and just switch that. So it's entirely up to you how quick you do these. I like to take my time with these, but entirely up to you. Just watch out for your knees rolling in. So we try not to let the knees do this as we push down the shoulders. Nice big clicky popping sound from me. All right guys, just a couple more. Still breathing. And then from there we'll come back to center and just bring the feet into a parallel position. So toes are facing forwards, still got a nice wide stance. And then from there what we're going to do is bring the hands to the hips. So just starting to give the hips a little bit of movement. Nice little circles, nice big circles. Again, breathe through it. And then we do want to go both directions with this. So go back round the other way. Nice big circles. Let's do that one more time. And then from there, we're going to take a little hinge forward. So all I'd like you to do is bring your hands behind your back, into your lower back, a little bend in the knees, and then just hinging forwards. Keep your chest up, your head up. Feel that stretch in the back of your thighs. And then we'll bring the hands down and just relax that down. So you can bend the knees a little further here if you need to, if that's more comfortable, but try and relax your upper body. We're going to roll up to stand. So pulling abs in, let's lift away, come all the way back up to standing. Give the arms a nice big stretch up towards the ceiling and then release out from there. Let's bring the hands back behind the back. Again, hinging that forwards. Keep your back nice and straight, breathe. And then releasing the hands to relax the upper body down. A little extra bend if we need it. Take a breath here, relax your neck. And again, guys, we'll bend the knees and lift away from the mat. Coming all the way up to standing. Arms reach up towards the ceiling. Opening out again from there. Let's do a couple more. So again, into the lower back. I'm going to turn sideways on just so you can see what's going on with this one. Hinging forwards. So without really pushing back the bottom, just staying there for a moment. And then again, release the hands. Come down to center, down to floor. Bend your knees, come away from the mat, roll up to stand, reaching hands up towards the ceiling, and again opening out from there. Let's do that one more time. Hands into the lower back, chest up, chin up, hinge it forwards. Still breathing. And again, relaxing down. A little extra bend in the knees if we need it. Breathe, lift away from that mat. Reach your hands up over your shoulders. And again, open out from there. And I'm going to come back to facing you guys. So we've still got the feet in a nice parallel. We're just going to take a side bend here. So I'm going to reach one hand up, really extend, and then take that nice big side bend. And we'll bring that back up to switch. So again, reaching up and over, extending all the way through to fingers for these. And I do say that quite a lot. Reach. Lengthen the torso, lengthen the arm. Just a couple more of this one. Lovely side body stretch. All right guys, let's do that one more time. Reach it and bend. And then come back to center, and we'll bring both hands out to the side from there. We're going to take that little turn out again. So try not to force your turn out, and keep the knees nice and soft. And then from there, we're going to reach fingertips to fingertips, and bring that back. Again, reach fingertips to fingertips, and bring it back. Both arms feeling nice and long. Breathe in. One more time, and reverse it. Or switch arms. So again, fingers to fingers, and extend. Keeping the feet planted. Just for 2 more of that one. Reach, and back one more time. Reach, and bring it back. And then just bringing the hands down from there. Give your shoulders a little shrug out, walk your feet back in. Alrighty, I'm going to start to roll down from here then. So we'll take that little turn to the end of the mat. Feet about hip distance apart, knees nice and soft, shoulders away from ears. Lifting the chin gently, just opening that throat. And then we'll draw up the chin to the chest, roll down over the legs, and you can bend your knees a little bit further if you want to here. We're walking out, so we're going to wander right out to the other end of that mat. Just take a moment here, abs pulling in, and then we'll walk that back again. So we're going to lift the bottom first. Just take a moment in this stretch. Nice stretch through the lower legs, really lift your tailbone towards the ceiling. You can pedal if you want to pedal. And then we walk that back again. So we're walking hands to feet, a little extra bend in the knees, lifting up to stand, nice and slowly roll it up to standing. We'll take a reach at the top again, extending up to ceiling, and bring the hands back down. Let's try that again, guys. Take a little lift of your chin. Draw your chin down towards your chest, relax your neck. Flat hands to walk out. So go get that stretch through the lower legs. Shoulders right over hands. And again, guys, we'll lift the tailbone, bottoms up to ceiling. Maybe walking back, adjusting a little here if you need to. See if you can press both heels towards the floor. Okay, if you want to pedal, one heel at a time is fine. Try not to hold your breath. Fingers spread nice and wide. Let's walk that back once again. So we'll go back to the feet. A little extra bend in the knees, shoulders, neck nice and relaxed. And again, roll that up to stand. Without pushing back your bottom, reaching up to ceiling as we reach standing. Opening out from there. And then this last one, we're going to stay down on the floor. So shoulders are back again. Give your chin a little lift. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Roll over the legs. Walk it out, guys, nice and steady. Again, bring your shoulders over your hands. Just hold them for a moment, so make sure you're not holding that breath. Push away from your mat. Take one more nice big breath there. Bring your knees down to the floor. So we're going to untuck the toes. Take that seat back, stretching the arms. Really nice and long across that mat. Forehead to floor. Just taking a couple of deep breaths here. And then all we're going to do from here is just take the knees a little bit wider. So ideally the knees want to be about the distance of the mat for this next one. We're going to take the hands that little bit wider as well. And then from here, I'd like you to come up. So our hands and knees are a little bit wider. Try not to have your shoulders directly over your hands. So you're going to keep a bit of reach here so the arms extend out. And then we're going to make a little figure of 8. So we're going to go towards the hand, towards the other hand, down on the diagonal to the knee. Going back the other way. So it's hand to hand and across down to the knee. Little figures of 8. So we should feel this sort of stretching out around the hips, around the inner thighs. I'll do a few more of these. Again, take your time, nourish all. Breathing through it. I'm going to do just a couple more. So coming now, we can get that nice shoulder stretch as well. Stretch through the upper back. Let's do that one more time. Hand to hand, down to the knee. And then we're going to come up to our forward. So just in there, just bring your hands right under your shoulders, knees sitting under your hips, and we're going to lift again into that little down dog for an extra little stretch around the lower legs. So we'll tuck the toes, take a nice big breath first, and then lift up your bottom. Press your shoulders back, see if you can press the heels down. Really press your shoulders towards your thighs. Again, our fingers spread nice and wide. Taking a little look towards the belly button this time, so we get that nice releasing of the neck. Pedal if you need to pedal. Okay, let's take one more breath there. And then we're going to take a little reach towards a foot. So we're going to go hand to foot, hand to foot, hand to foot. Just that nice big reach. Last two. Right, extend to your fingers and let's switch that. Hand to foot. Opposite hand to foot again there. Going on that diagonal. Lifting the tailbone towards the ceiling. Just a couple more. And last one. And then we're going to bring the hands, the hips down from here. So we've got this nice long line from shoulder to hip to heel. We're going to bring one foot in towards the hand. Press the hips towards the floor. Take it back and switch. Foot towards the hand, sorry. Press the hips down. Take it back. So quite a bit going on for the shoulders here. Try and stay strong through the arms if you can. Keep pushing away from your mat. Try not to look towards your feet. Take it nice and steady. We'll just do that once more on each side. Foot to hand, and back one more. Foot to hand, and take it back. Let's bring the knees back to the floor and tuck the toes. Take that seat back again, so forehead down to the mat. Just taking some deep breaths here. Arms again reaching low. And then maybe giving fingers some movement, wrists a little bit of movement if we need to. So from here, nice and slowly, we're going to come back up and bring the hands under the shoulders once again. So coming in with our little cat stretch then here. So one more way rounding up the spine and then dropping the belly down towards the floor, arching the back. So I want to take a breath and then just rounding up, tucking in the tailbones, and your neck relax before we push down to flow with that lovely lift of the chin, lifting the tailbone. And just trying to keep the shoulders pushing down away from our ears as we go down to floor. So you can pushing down towards the mat, lengthen the neck, shoulders away from ears, hair in my face. I'll just do a couple more. Round it up. Neck relaxed there. Push it down to the mat, lift. One more time, guys, round it up. And again, press down towards the floor, lift your chin, neck nice and long. And then from there, we'll sit back on the heels. So coming back, I just want to give the wrists a little bit of movement after that. I'm going to turn to face you guys. So just give them a bit of a shake out. Let your wrists, your fingers go floppy, give your hands a good shake. And I'll just give them a little bit of rotation as well. So you can either just keep the hands floppy or you can make a loose fist to rotate. Try and sit nice and tall here. And then we'll go back around the other way as well. And breathing through it. Nice big breaths. Okay. Alrighty, so from here I'm going to bring us down onto our stomachs. So shoulders over, come all the way down to your mat. And then just bringing the feet out that a little bit wider. Let's push up from here. So you're going to push up and you can bring the hands together here or you can stay in that nice parallel position. And you might even want to bring the elbows a little bit forwards, a bit further forward, so just depending how your back's feeling today. Alright guys, let's try and lift the chin, lift the chest a little here. Feel that stretching right in the middle of your spine. So we're going to press the ribs towards the floor just to really emphasize that. Shoulders down. And then I like to just have a little bit of extra movement here. So if it feels good, obviously if it feels a little odd, hold still instead. Just kind of feel like it gets into some nooks and crannies in the back. We're still keeping the neck long as we do this. Alright, let's give the neck a bit of stretch, a bit of TLC here. So with the neck then, we're just going to go for some little head rolls, drawing your ear to your shoulder, chin towards the chest, come back up and switch. So ear to shoulder, relax your neck, let your head feel heavy, but still pressing the ribs down. Alright, take your time. Just a few more. Lots of cricks out of that neck. I'll do one more each way. Alrighty. And then again, coming back to centre from there. So what we're going to do is press up a little higher. Now if this is enough stretch for you, stay where you are. But if you can push up, pressing away from the mat without locking the elbows, shoulders down. So with that lovely long neck again. We'll just take a moment, take a breath here. And we'll come back down towards the mat. Just let your elbows come back down to the floor. Let's do that again. Press away, nice and steady. It doesn't have to be all the way up. Shoulders down. Take a breath and again relax the elbows back onto the mat without relaxing the neck. Just a couple more. So nice and slow push away. Elbows soft. Widening the collarbones and coming back. One more time, push away. Lengthen through the neck. And again, coming back down to the mat. I'm going to take that reach out from here. So we're extending the arms overhead. Really stretching the body out as much as possible. And then we're going to take a little circle back. So one hand stays on the floor, really push into that hand that's on the floor. The other hand, lift it, circle back towards your foot, really extend, and then just pop that back down in front, keeping that long reach, coming up, circle back, and return. As you do this, try and keep your hip bones on the floor, so we're not getting this tilt as we come back, as we circle. Go back and return. Still pressing through that other hand. We're going to do that one more time, reaching back and return. Let's switch arms, guys. So again, press into the palm, lift and return. So we're keeping that lovely long reach up. Just trying to keep the arm nice and close to your body if you can. Keep that arm as straight as you can. We'll do two more. One more time. And again, bringing that back down. Alright guys, so staying on the mat, we're going to bring one foot in. Take that reach back towards the foot, grab your ankle if you can. Just give that leg a little pull for a little quad stretch. And then this next one we are lifting. So it's this one where we just start to lift off the mat, elevate the knee, elevate the chest as well if you can. Feel that stretch through the chest and shoulder. And then nice and slowly just bring that back down. And again, trying to keep the hip bones on the floor. So it's lift, breathe, and lower. Lift, breathe, and lower. Just for another two. And one more time. Coming up. And a little pause. Take that back down. Alright guys, let's switch that to the other leg. So other hand, grab the foot, pushing into this arm that's on the floor if you are lifting. If not, just holding that quad stretch today instead. And again, if you can, lift off the mat, hips stay down. Neck stays nice and long. Trying to lift that chest as well if you can, guys. Up and back. Keep breathing. Nice and steady. Keep pulling your heel in towards your bottom as you come down towards the floor as well. So we're still getting that quad stretch. Let's do 2 more. 1 more time, coming up. And coming back. Alright. Release from there. We're going to push back up. So hands under shoulders, toes tucked under. You can press your knees into the floor to push away. Take that seat back again. Long reach with the arms, forehead to floor. Maybe a little shuffle if you want to hear a little rock. And then we're just going to lift the forearms from the floor. So taking your hands back, tap your fingers to your shoulders and then come back out in front. Tap to your shoulders and back out in front. So palms to ceiling doing this. Coming in and out. In and out. Just a few more. Do that one more time. And again, we're going to come up to hands and knees. So I do include this one quite a bit in Pilates classes. I do like to throw it in because it's a lovely little stretch. I'm going to go for that one where we reach the arm up and thread through. Show you on the other side first. So we're going to take one hand right up over the shoulder, probably done this one before, reach to fingers, and then thread it right through that other arm. So keep reaching, bring your shoulder, your temple as close as you can to your mat, and then come back up again, opening the chest, reach. And coming down, threading through. Do really like this stretch. And we're going to hold that thread through just after another 3. Reach to fingers. Keep your elbow over your wrist as you bend your arm here. Just 2 more. Reach. And thread through. Should have tied my hair back today. I'm probably like cousin it on this video today, guys. Just one more time. Reach. Thread it through. And let's stay here. So you can stay in this position. Move that. You can stay here. You can kind of push into this hand for a deeper stretch if you want to here. Or you can go for palm to palm instead. So I quite like going palm to palm because you can use that top hand to pull on the bottom arm. So you get a little bit of extra stretch if you need it. If not, just stay here. A few nice big breaths. Alright guys, so just stay in there for 2 more breaths. And then we'll bring that back up. And just switch it to the other side. So we're going to push into that hand, press away, use that supporting hand, come back up, and let's go other side. So I'm going to push through the hand, inhale, reach up over the shoulder. I'm going into Pilates breathing, exhale through. You don't have to do that breathing today, guys. Reach to fingers and thread through. So again, we're reaching as we thread as well. Nice and close to the mat. Trying to make the stretches a little deeper each time. I'm going to do that one more time and hold it there again. So reach up, thread through, shoulder temple comes down to the mat. And again, the hand can stay where it is, or you can place it on top of your other hand. Take some nice big breaths as we stay here. Alright guys, one more breath there. And then push away from your mat. So press into that hand again. Come all the way back up. Take a seat on your bottom for me. Bring your legs out in front. Okay, so a few more little stretches then before we're done for today. Won't keep you too much longer, but just sitting nice and tall first. So you can bend your knees if you want to. Flex your feet towards the ceiling. Point your toes. That's all I want you to do. Just a flex and a point. Flex And point. Try and sit up tall if you can. Try not to slouch. As you do these, you can always bring your hands to sit under your shoulders if that's more comfy. And then just let's point one, flex the other, switch. Take a breath. Alright, flexing both feet. Let's see if we can reach towards the feet. So if you can reach them, just see if you can relax your head as well, relax your neck, sorry. Heavy head, get a little bit closer towards the knees. And still keeping feet flexed. Now if you're fairly happy here, see if you can create some resistance here. So you're going to pull with the feet and pull back as well at the same time, really hollow in the belly. Get this lovely stretch around the upper back. Take a breath or two here. Don't worry if you're not quite as low as that, guys, today. Not a problem, just keep the reach. I'll take one more breath. And then coming back up to sitting. We're going to come down onto the mat from here. So you can shuffle your bum forwards. Take yourself back, cuddle your knees in. Let your shoulders relax a little. And let's extend one leg out. The other knee still pulling in. We'll take that stretch up towards the ceiling. And again, bend from there. So just a bend and extend. Again, take your time. Try and keep your shoulders away from your ears. So shoulders and upper back are nice and relaxed. I'll just do a few more. Alrighty. And then we're going to take that knee across the body. So be nice and slow with this one. And it's that little push to go in the other direction. So across the body. And switch up. So just switch in between hands, keeping the upper back nice and stable on the mat. And just go at a speed that feels good for you. And I'll just do that once more on each side. So across the body and other side. And bringing that back. And we'll bring the other knee in. So staying with this same leg, we're going heel over the knee. So you can stay here if you're already feeling a stretch. If not, you've got the option of lifting to here. And then if you still need some more, you can just lace the hands and pull that in a little bit closer. Just find that good stretch. And breathe. If you've got that leg lifted, you might want to extend that leg up towards the ceiling as well. So it's optional. You don't have to. Give the ankle a little bit of movement. And come back. So you get more of a stretch with a bent leg there, but alright guys, let's take one more breath. And I'll do the same for the other leg as well. So we're going to release that. Pull the knee into the chest. We're extending towards the ceiling, so we're going up. And knee to chest again. So as you bring your knee into your chest, just really draw your elbows into your sides. Keep your shoulders away from your ears again. Try to relax into the stretch, so nice steady breaths, nice controlled movements. Just do one more like that, knee to chest. And again, extending up to ceiling. Pull that back in again, knee to chest. And we're going across the body, so pull the leg over, bring your foot towards the floor if you can. The other arm can come out wide. So got a nice stable upper body, and then we switch hands. Watch out for this hip lifting, guys, as you do this. Go across the body. Little push. Stretch the groin, the inner thigh. Steady breaths. Okay. So just a couple more of this one. Last time for that groin stretch. And then we'll bring that back once again. So other foot coming flat to floor. Cross your heel over your knee. And again, guys, you can stay here. You can lift the foot if you want to. You can use the hands to pull in. And if you did that last time, maybe give that leg a length there. Maybe give the foot a little flex on point. The ankle, a little bit of movement. Don't hold your breath. Some nice big breaths. Okay. We'll take one more breath there. And then we'll take that little rock up to sitting from here. So coming all the way up to sitting. And I've just got one more for you today. So it's this one where we bring the feet out nice and wide. And then we let the knees fall down towards the floor. So you can tuck the feet in a little closer if you want to be more of your Z position, or you can stay wide with this one, either or. All we're going to do is a little sweep. So you're going to pop one hand down on the floor, the other arm, we go towards the foot, behind the body, sweep up, and bring it back. So a nice big sweep, reach to your fingers, and bring it back. Sweep, and back. Lovely stretch. We're going to do another 3 of it. On this side, reach, and back. For 2. One more time. And we're switching. So we'll bring the knees up, come down. Again, tuck in a little more if you want to here. I'll keep it wide. Pop the hand down on the floor behind you. Reach towards your back foot. And then sweep up. And bring it back. Sweep. And back. So stay strong through this other arm. Extend as much as you can just for those last 3. For 2. And one more time. Big sweep. And bring it back. Alright guys, so I'll bring the feet in from there. So, that was your mobility exercises for today. I'm going to finish with 3 deep breaths like I would do for the end of a Pilates class, just to round it up nicely. So just bring your hands out to the side, spread your fingers nice and wide, take a reach up, inhale, and exhale it out. And again, inhale, reaching up to ceiling. Exhale, arms up and out. One more time, inhale up. And exhale out. Alright guys, hopefully you feel a little bit more mobile, a little bit looser after that. Let me know how you got on. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. Bye.